My speculative design piece, The Glaze Band. The world is in dire straits with the global climate crisis, yet the severity of the issue is not being taken as seriously as it should be. For my speculative design piece, I've chosen the business as usual scenario, or RCP 8.5. It is projected that the oceans could rise nearly a metre, the temperature could increase between 2.6 to 4.8 degrees, and rapid changes in weather and natural disasters would become a daily occurrence. Terrible pollution would be a major factor in the world at this time, and this would affect many sectors, but in particular clothing and fabric production. It's already known that the clothing manufacturing sector creates an obscene amount of pollution every year since industrialism. 13 million tonnes of textile waste is created every year. 1.5 trillion litres of water is used in production processes, and 23 kilos of greenhouse gases are created for a mere kilo of fabric produced, just to name a few statistics. It's agreed upon that fashion cannot continue on as it is. Theoretically, if fashion did, however, continue business as usual, the industry would be much different. Pollution would blanket the earth, and due to the severe consequences of mass production, clothing factories may have to cease their work. This is not factoring in the inhospitable environment the natural fibres would have to grow in. Because of these factors, it would make buying physical items very expensive and exclusive to the upper class. Because of this terrible pollution, people who live in high-risk areas may need to take some type of precaution to protect themselves from the noxious chemicals in the air, like a full-body protective suit. This is serious and a real possibility. Where does this leave fashion? It definitely would not be as valued in society as it was prior to these poor environmental decisions, and it would probably be viewed as non-essential, meaning there is no more space for designer roles because of the lack of physical fashion. My speculative design aims to remedy this and simultaneously help designers and customers to gain back their individuality and happiness through fashion, but not in an environment-harming way. I present the Glaze Band. This product is a necklace-like band that projects realistic, augmented reality clothing over the user's protective suits. The necklace has been designed to help the customer gain back their individuality when lack of it becomes apparent. On the underside of the band, there are hundreds of tiny projectors that project the item of clothing over the user. Through the Glaze app, users can download millions of different types of clothing from thousands of retailers all over the globe. It works just like an online shopping experience, but buying the protection rights instead of the physical item. As a result of lesser labour going into the item, it results in being more economically friendly than the physical product. Because of the expected progression of AR technology, the clothing is completely opaque. There are wind and motion sensors on the band, so when the user moves, the item of clothing can move as if it is physical cloth. This helps the user feel more human when they can't afford the clothing or are not willing to support the degradation of the Earth's resources and life quality. With the use of digital resources, this also eliminates other wasteful practices such as washing machines, which will save thousands of litres of water through each household every year. On the Glaze app, it creates a digital profile of the user and suggests clothing that aligns with the user's style and type. This is through fingerprint scanning technology. I wanted to use data collection that's already a very realistic thing in 2021, and this data collection is personal to the user, so they can curate wardrobes and develop style. This product is essential and will enhance the lives of users and how they would interact in the future. Northwestern University in the United States conducted a study researching the correlation between psychological state and wearing specific clothing items. It was found that there is, in fact, a positive connection between the two variables, and it is called enclothed cognition. Wearing clothing that the user likes or is popular is associated with acceptance and comfort. This piece of research enforces how integral fashion is in a contemporary society. In the year 2071, fashion will still be as integral as it is now, and by consuming less through digital fashion, it will result in better environmental outcomes. With this design integrated into the modern world, it will also foster more interaction with fashion and art, which will enhance people's lives drastically. Also, fashion is a bonding experience. In the RCP 8.5 future, connection may be sparse, and people might feel disconnected. But through sharing fashion, society can make a small step towards reparations to the environment and to themselves. Through my design, I believe that fashion will be more experimental and accessible than it is now, because more items are available to the customer at a lower price than the physical product would be. Users can start wearing whatever they like ball gowns around the house, Iris Van Herpen to work, and a cheeky Louis Vuitton to pick up the kids from school. In turn, this also benefits designers because collectively they can become more outgoing in their designs and they don't need to be realistic at all. This creates opportunities for creativity in an otherwise STEM-dominated world, which is projected in the future. In the year 2071, if governments, manufacturing sectors, retailers, and the inhabitants of Earth continue with their practices, business as usual, there will be major implications. My design has been created to make the otherwise bleak reality a little less. Thank you for listening.